In the book, you propose 14 different fixes for reality because, as your book says, reality is broken. So after people read through the book, what are some ways they can actually integrate some of these fixes into their own life?
That's a really good question. So really what all of those fixes are about is finding ways to be more engaged with the world around us, being more engaged in positive ways. So when you look at at one of the fixes that, reality is stuck in the past is one of the things that I say is broken about reality, and that we need to develop our imagination about the future, so that we can actually move into a future that is the future we want to live in, right? So you could very literally play future forecasting games to do that, or you could just become a more future-minded person. A lot of great positive psychology research shows that people who are optimistic about the future are more successful, they're healthier, they're more likely to work on projects that make a real difference or change in the world. So part of it's about playing more games, more and better games, but part of it's just about thinking what it is that makes those games and then bringing those thought patterns and habits into your everyday life.
So on your website, you state that you draw a lot of inspiration from positive psychology, but there's a secret is that you also you also draw a little bit from Buddhist philosophy, which is
Yeah.
cool. So I do read your website. So in regards to like the major Buddhist goal of ending world suffering, how do you think we can start engineering more games to do that?
My big breakthrough moment in game design, I started studying games in graduate school, and I heard this is a little bit of a longer story, but I think it's interesting. Brian Sutton Smith, he's one of the original theorists of play. He was writing books about games that kids play back in the 50s and 60s before there were computer and video games. And he was invited to come talk to the first meeting of digital games researchers to sort of inspire us. He'd been studying games, non-digital games, for decades, and he was going to inspire us. So Eric Zimmerman, who's kind of a really great leader in the game industry and games research industry, he asked Brian Sutton Smith, tell us, why should we study games? What should we hope to learn? And then Brian Sutton Smith said, and it's always emblazoned in my mind forever, he said, life is crap. Life is crap, and the only thing that makes it worth living are games and art. And I thought to myself, for some reason, that really resonated with me. The idea that games are what make life worthwhile. The games and art are the things that elevate us out of our everyday life, and they give us insight into the best version of ourselves that we can be, into our biggest hopes and our most, just our greatest strength that we can tap into, and that we can come together in groups and have these amazing experiences. And so, I think about Buddhist goals of ending suffering, and I think when we're playing games, we're not suffering. We're tapping into something positive in ourselves, positive in other people, and just bringing out our best true positive nature. So that's sort of my secret inspiration, and I just think for people who make games to realize how transformative games are when we play them, how much more of a positive state we enter into, that's a gift. I think it's a humanitarian effort to bring that positive state to as many people as possible. The book is just about challenging what reality is supposed to be like. It doesn't mean we have to turn everything into a game. It doesn't mean we have to play games all the time. It's just when you look at the real world and you see how much it can sometimes lack in comparison with these amazing experiences we have in games and these amazing relationships we build. It's just questioning, why don't we have more of that? How could we have more of that? And anyone who wants to join this effort of fixing reality or bringing more gamefulness to everyday life should join us on Gameful, which is just a social network and collaboration space for people who want to make games that change real lives or change the real world.
So the book comes out today. I'm really excited.
Yay!
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hope everyone runs out of the bookstore yelling Fiero or just reading the book. I think it's a great book, and I'm just happy that you actually had time to sit with us and talk about the book, and yeah, I can't wait to see more of the projects that are coming out.